Hello, good morning. How y'all doing? What's up, Chin, Jacob, Duval? Little early today, but had to make up for the time I was late, like by 2 hours, like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, we're back up on the 10 a.m. grind. Tried it out mad late last time. Honestly, it was a good chapter to do that because it was such a weird and controversial chapter last time. But worked out this time because I think the chapter came out at like midnight or something last night. So yeah, that would no way I would have stayed up that late to properly stream. But we are here in the morning to react to One Piece chapter 1058. We are out of Wano. Wano's officially over. And it's time to start a brand new journey. I'm excited, Last chapter took a toll on me, man. Duval, what's up? Jacob, what's up? Yamato, let's go. Unfortunate, you're not coming with us, Yamato. But yeah, last chapter took a bit of a toll on me. It was the second ever kind of stinky chapter in the entirety of Wano. The other one being Kinemon's fake death chapter. But I'm ready for a new start, Wano is what it is. I'm starting my reread right now. I'm currently at the beginning of Act 2. I'm still slowly progressing through it. The final Wano review will come within the next couple of weeks, I would expect. But yeah, still excited for a new journey. As far as Final Saga goes, there's slight worries with how Wano concluded that Oda is going to rush. But overall, I'm still just hyped for all the new stuff that we're going to get. And for the first time that we're heading out, we don't know where we're going. It's kind of going back to exactly how the story started. The Straw Hats as the protagonist, hopefully. All right, we could just finally focus on them and just explore new islands, following the log pose, going towards Laugh Tale. I'm excited. And along with all the other stuff we're going to get. So, to not keep you guys waiting any longer, let's get into this chapter. I'm going to open this bad boy up. And, okay, here we go. One Piece chapter 1058. It is titled New Emperor. Okay, so this is the first chapter after Wano. Usually these are absolute gas, which is funny I'm saying that because I'm seeing Caesar Clown in action here in the cover page story. But usually these chapters are amazing because we just get to see the aftermath of everything, right? Straw Hats finding out everything. I'm thinking we get bounties finally in this chapter. Okay, I'm excited for that. Maybe it comes in a couple of chapters, but hopefully they find out more about Buggy and Vivi and Sabo and all that's going on, and kind of see their reaction to what's happening before probably next chapter we'll start to get a hint at where we're actually going. But let's start things off with this cover page story. Caesar saying, please take me with you. So it looks like that's going to be the direction for this cover page story. It's kind of closing the chapter on Caesar Clown and the Vince Smokes. They're going to team up, go do their own thing, and that's going to be really it for their story arcs, I think. I don't think we're going to really see them do anything more important in the rest of the story. I don't expect them to come back in the final saga or anything like that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they try to fight it out and win against Katakuri, though, because that guy is tough, as we know. Let's get into the chapter, though. We are now in the ocean. We are away from Wano. Wano is officially over. Yeah! Excuse me for... Oh, yeah, Carrot, right? That's the big thing we're also looking for, is Carrot actually on the ship. I think it would make the most sense. They wouldn't have just left her, right? Without just, like, acknowledging her at all. But as far as Carrot goes, I made an entire video. You can go check that out on my thoughts on her joining. The ship follows the lock pose as it gradually leaves Wano behind for first time since the entirety of the New World, honestly. Looking ahead, I'm sorry. What happened? How did she... Emperor Straw Hat. I love the contrast there. Now that he's an emperor, he has the official emperor title box, and Nami's still just beating his ass. That brain dead stunt almost killed the entire crew. Oh, we didn't get to see it? Usually we get to see stuff like that. Of course, the anime will fill it out. Okay, now you're flashing back to a little bit. There's a limit to how much stupidity we'll swallow. Wahahaha! No one was hurt. Don't be too hard on. I love that Jinbei's loving it, right? He's having a good time. We need to keep on tight leash, Jinbei. Whoa. Okay, yeah, Jinbei, you've officially joined now, okay? Yeah, you get to get the full Nami experience now. You're not no longer just a stranger. You're part of the crew now. She will yell at you. She will scold you. Conquer Saki. Careful, boss. Never cross Nami when she's mad. I love this stuff. This is what I'm here for, bro. Zoro sleeping in the background. Frankie partying. See how tough the Sunny is? A drop like that? And we only busted a small yard on the mast. Oh, yeah. He's wearing a shirt called the Iron Samurai. Ah, yes. This is what I'm here for. Thanks. Okay. Now they got another newspaper here. All right. It looks like we're probably getting bounties now. Yes. Okay. Looks like we've got new bounties. Okay. So I made my prediction a while back in my final Wano predictions video. But Luffy, I was completely wrong on. I said it was going to be like 5 billion. But it turned out to be 3. I still feel like he should have had a higher one than Kid and Law, but it is what it is. If you do the math, you add up Big Mom and Kaido, it adds up to 9, and they combine for 9. So I guess to an extent it makes sense. The Straw Hats, on the other hand, I feel like it should be pretty straightforward. They have pretty good indicators for most of them. Zoro and Sanji should be, I think, around 1.4, 1.5 billion, because they just straight up beat King and Queen, right? So I feel like that should be pretty straightforward. Also, with all the people that ended up fighting Toby Roppo members, like Jinbei should be getting to like 700, 800 million, I think. Robin, close to like 500. Although, Robin, realistically, if the girls say for once, show that they're competent, they would actually give her a high bounty, like close to 1 billion. But also realistic to the story, the girls say are dumbasses, so they're probably not gonna do that even after all that talk about, oh, we gotta get Nico Robin, right? So Robin, I'm expecting around 5 million. 5 billion. Imagine they do that. 500 million. Brooke, honestly, probably not that big of a jump. Frankie did beat Sasaki, so he's probably going to like 500 as well. And then Nami and Usopp, I don't know, they really deserve that big of a jump. I think probably around 200 to 300 million probably should be about it. Like Usopp, I really don't expect that big of a jump because he didn't even fight and defeat anybody. And then Chopper is the wild card that I think actually has a chance of getting a bounty this time. But those are my predictions. Let's see what actually happens here, all right? Let me see, Robin Chuan. Okay, yeah, Sanji, of course, is excited. The Zoro and Sanji debate is going to go down. I think Zoro's going to have a higher one, as he always does, of course. Updated bounties for the leader of the 5,600-man Grand Fleet, Emperor Straw Hat Luffy, and his 9 commanders. Ooh, I love that. Okay, nah, you don't have no three commander system. All of the Straw Hats are commanders, bro. I love that. Chopper's getting hyped. Okay, we're seeing the Luffy bounty posters there, of course. Okay, we're seeing Robin. We can't really see how high it is. Dr. Chopper, the cotton candy lover. Pet. Okay. No. No, we're gonna keep with the Chopper bounty. Hey, though. 1,000. Alright? Even after my guy straight up said he was not a Tanuki, slapped up a Yonko commander and queen. 1,000 bounty. Okay, we're keeping with the gag, I guess. Sorry, Chopper. Sorry. Alright? It is what it is. Alright? Cat Burglar Nami. 366 million. Okay, on point with that one. So far, so good, baby. Hundreds of millions. Even I go after someone with a bounty like this. Brooke. Yo. Oh, yeah. 383 million. Fair, I think, for his contributions in the raid. I do feel bad that it's that low for him. I feel like it should be a little higher for him. But I think I was pretty correct with him. I said around 300 to 400 million. Shipwright Cyborg Frankie. Are you kidding me? I'm not even on this. 394? What? Wait. Hold on. Also, his bounty poster is just straight up the 1,000 Sunny. Why did they do him dirty? Like, they did him dirty in so many ways. Cause hold on. Sasaki. Let me check this. Wait, what? Why they do Frankie dirty like that? Sasaki has a bounty of 472 million. Frankie dusted his ass. Nah, they did Frankie dirty, bro. What is this? Sasaki got absolutely dusted by Frankie. So much so, like, nobody even gives a damn about Sasaki anymore. Okay, it wasn't even a competition. Frankie didn't even need a power-up or anything. And then they took a picture of the Sunny and didn't even put him on it. They did Frankie dirty, bro. Okay, my estimation was wrong on Frankie. I was expecting like 500, 600 million. But like, this is just so underwhelming for Frankie after he just straight up manhandled Sasaki. They did Frankie dirty, bro. I'm not having that one. That is, and I'm not even the biggest Frankie fan, bro. Like, up until Wano, Frankie was probably my least favorite Straw Hat. But they did him dirty, man. They did him dirty. Sniper God Usopp bounty 500 million. What? That don't even make any sense. He didn't do a thing. What are you guys doing? The Gorosei. This is not really on the Gorosei, I guess. This is more so on the Marines because they're really handling this. I guess the Gorosei obviously have a role to play, but like, what are you guys doing, man? Is it because of his dad at this point? Like, are you just like giving? Is it like what? He took out Bao Huang in Wano, and they raised him by 300, right? Because he had 200 before. Let me double check. Yeah, they raised him by 300 million for doing nothing. That is, they did not. They switched that up. That should be very much reversed. Okay, like Usopp being higher than Frankie and Brook. Like, it's not even a gag at this point. It just feels completely unearned. Like, after Dressrosa, that shit makes sense, right? Like, that played into the gag. That was funny. This, him doing fuck all in Wano and just getting 500 million while Frankie took out someone with a 477 million bounty and gets 394. It doesn't even touch 400. That's just weird. That's just a weird move. Don't get that one, honestly. Nico, okay! Gorosei props. Props where it's due. 930 million bounty for Nico Robin. Okay. Archaeologist devil. About damn time you put some respect on her name. You didn't do it after Innie's lobby. After the Straw Hats stole her away from Innie's lobby, you were like, let's raise it by 1 million. But it seems like you finally realize how dangerous she is. Close to 1 billion. Another prediction there, I wouldn't say completely correct, because I thought ultimately they were still going to be incompetent, but actually close to 1 billion. That's hype to see. Usopp and Frankie, though, that is some sort of mess up there, bro. I don't know what happened there. Blackleg Sanji, 1,032,000,000. Whoa! Jinbei is higher than Sanji? And they put Zoro 1 higher than Jinbei? Oh my god. Nah, bro, to do it. First off, god damn, okay, it's crazy to... I feel so conflicted on this because it's crazy to see these three over 1 billion. I'm happy to see that. But I also, like, Jinbei, I never expected to get over 1 billion. But I'm hyped to see Jinbei get over 1 billion, okay? Let me get that clear. Jinbei getting 1.1 billion, that is hype. I'm excited for that. But they did Zoro and Sanji dirty overall. And secondly, does Oda hate Sanji? What is going on here, okay? My guy defeated Queen. Zoro defeated King. They had 1.3. Like, why are their bounties lower than the guys that they defeated? You can make the argument with Luffy. Right? Like, Kaido was not straight up defeated by him. But King and Queen just got clapped by Zoro and Sanji straight up. Like, it wasn't... nobody helped them. If anything, Queen helped Sanji a bit himself by damaging himself. But nobody helped those guys. They straight up defeated those Yonko commanders. Nah, this is disrespectful. This is disrespectful, man. Like I'm hyped for Jinbei. He deserves it. I'm happy for him. But you're doing Zoro and Sanji dirty here. And Sanji specifically, I would have never expected he gets a lower bounty than Jinbei. Especially after, like, the Monster Trio was essentially reconfirmed with the way the fights went down. It's not like Jinbei fought Queen. Sanji fought Queen. It was still Luffy fighting the strongest, Zoro second, Sanji third. Nah, he did Sanji dirty, man. He's getting used as a punching bag here. I feel bad for Sanji fans, bro. Because that's, nah, you're doing... And like Zoro got done dirty too. So it's not even the Zoro versus Sanji debate here. Both of them got done dirty. But Sanji's just the butt of the joke at this point, bro. To put him below Jinbei as well. The only reason I see him getting a bounty below Jinbei is for the gag, which is the same reason for Usopp getting a 500 million bounty. I guess he's just following in Luffy's trajectory now. But he definitely didn't earn that shit, bro. Like, and Frankie got done dirty. Those are the bounties. I think all of them are good. Except Frankie, who got done dirty, Usopp, who got some fake news spread about him, and then Zoro and Sanji got done dirty overall. Because they straight up just defeated King and Queen. I don't understand how you could possibly make them lower than King and Queen. Like, what is going on? I guess maybe Oda wants to, like, the next bounty jump to just be so hype, but, like, this feels underwhelming. And bounties usually do not feel underwhelming. But yeah, it is what it is. It's good to see the three of them all over 1 billion at least. The reaction is kind of funny, I guess. Just leave number 4 to his sour grapes. Jinbei's just confused. You okay? Sanji, something wrong? I guess you get a little fun reaction, but I feel like that's, nah, man. Just being a punching bag there. Of course, Straw Hat Luffy, 3 billion. I said it from the beginning. I felt like that was a little low, but it is what it is. Let me out already, I'm hungry. Who are you calling number 4? And they're fighting again, okay. Mind your tone around this crew. Second. Empty Bluffs Island. Oh, the Cross Guild, baby. Yes. I'm here for this. Did you see that? Of course. He's the real deal. The world's greatest swordsman. Talk about scary. Are we getting their bounties as well? Okay, hold on. Buggy should be close to 2-3 billion as well, I feel like. Close to 2. I predicted that for Buggy. Mihawk, I'm predicting a monstrous, like 3 billion. Crocodile, at this point, maybe higher, closer to 1 billion, but we'll see. When they banned the warlords and all those naval ships showed up, we would have known Chero and Buggy had something up his sleeve. No way, bro. Look, they beat his ass, bro. Oh my god, I didn't expect this. They straight up beat his ass. Hold on, please. I'll do anything. I'll even lick your boots clean. Just let me live. Oh my god, bro. Buggy is down. I didn't think he was gonna be down this bad, bro. Crossgill was supposed to be under me and Hawkeye. So tell me, why are you considered the boss, Buggy? Okay, so they didn't even let him do that. So it looks like Crocodile actually teamed up with Mihawk and, got Buggy just for his manpower. But there was some sort of misunderstanding, a world government classic. I can't do anything about it, but apologize. It really isn't a big deal or anything. You're probably the only person in history to become an emperor after crying for mercy. Having you die here wouldn't even begin to make up for this. Former warlord, Hawkeye, Mihawk, former warlord, Sir Crocodile. Good to see them again, man. This is beyond insulting. I can't find the words for it. Please spare me. Don't make unquestionable requests. You still need him for his manpower, though. Come on now. Oh, boss. Yeah, see? How nostalgic to be serving you again. Yeah, see, Mr. 3, you had the connection there with Crocodile. Galdino, how could you turn on me? I don't recall ever joining your crew officially, buffoon. Grrr. Since the chairman's a goner, bro, they already accepted that he's dead. What are we meant to do? Follow Crocodile naturally? Bro, they're his best friends, bro. They're just giving up on him. Growl. It's a cold, harsh world out there, and there's Mr. 1 Das Bones there chilling as well. Mihawk's thinking to the side. Okay, now we're getting the actual info on how this ever formed. Gwahahaha! I hear you've lost your warlord perks, Hawkeye. Whose dumbass actually tried to challenge this man? Because they're about to... it's Crocodile. Okay, so he's not challenging him. What do you want, Crocodile? Yeah, I told you. He's the brains. He's the brains behind the operation, man. The guy that put this all together. Marines keep swarming this island. It's a nuance. But I suppose I'll just have to relocate. This just shows that it would be beneficial for us to team up. The Navy wouldn't take an organization headed by us two lightly. After all, they used to refer to you as the Marine Hunter Hawkeye, bro? Okay, goddamn, my guy was just hunting Marines? Oh yes, I'm here for this, give us more. You and I are the same, we don't trust anyone. Okay, so that's how it came to be formed. Obviously, eventually, Buggy got teamed up along the way somehow. I still don't know how exactly the world government misunderstood that, but they might have just put him as a figurehead. Captain Buggy, where are you going? There's no reason to sweat over those Marines, right? He's trying to escape, bro. He's trying to get the hell out of there. Damn it, I was about to make a break for it. Take a look. Their warships are already under attack. Huh? Their warships are what? They keep sinking one after another. What kind of heroes beyond this? Oh, there they are. There's Crocodile. I guess the rumors about him working under Chairman Buggy are true. So that's how it spread. Okay, so the rumors were spread by Buggy's henchmen. Talk about inspiring loyalty. He's risking himself just to save us from this. Oh, I love that. That's mad funny. That's our Buggy. Oh, Crocodile's here, huh? Yeah. Holy crap, he must be here because of all that cash I owe. I'm broke. What should I do? How are you broke, bro? How are you gonna fund these Marine bounties if you're dead ass broke? You have this huge company, a mercenary company. Why are you broke? What should I do? This is even worse than the Marines. Oh, Buggy, you are down bad, my guy. You're still here? Knowing you, I figured you'd have bolted by now. He's not wrong. I know business at the Buggy's delivery might look all hunky-dory, but the truth is we've got too many mouths to feed, and all the giants who were our top earners just quit. So the Buggy mercenary group is not even very impressive. I had thought that we might meet some people within here that's actually strong, but if like Hadrudim was like their top, like biggest earner, I'm not expecting anybody strong out of this cross guild unless Crocodile recruited somebody stronger. Right now it's just kind of a Mihawk carry job, to be honest. If you don't have any scratch on hand, I can always sell you into slavery. God damn, bro. Don't say stuff like that. We're all prison buddies, remember, Croco-chan? I already did you a solid by agreeing to lend you. If you can't pay me back, my guy's a loan shark these days, bro. God damn. You will take full responsibility. I'm about to form my own company, and I need the guy. See, he's the brains, bro. He created all of this. Crocodile's a genius, bro. Don't forget, the man led this huge organization of Baroque Works bounty hunters, bro. Crocodile knows what he's doing. Then why not let me join? You could acquire my company. Bro, it's a monopoly, bro. He's straight up just acquired it. Start yours. It may not be much, but you'll get a former warlord serving you. I'll work twice as hard to pay off my debt. It's always good to be flashy and get the word out with a bang. We've got all sorts of people that can help with that. Advertising, experts, printers, couriers. You can work us to the bone for free. And this is the flyer you had them send out, right? Oh, you sure stand out, Miss. Oh, okay, so that's how it happened. They spread this flyer, Buggy up top. He's looking like the boss, and that's how it came to be, I guess. It's not what it looks like. I didn't mean for this to happen. It wasn't deliberate. Please explain. Owie! Splitter. It wasn't me, I swear. My employees just love me too damn much. I was as surprised as anyone when I saw it. Hey, what's with that flyer? I couldn't stop myself from giving you the top billing, boss. Huh? We already sent it out to every corner of the world. Huh? That's funny. Okay, that explains it, though. That explains it. This Buggy character, the Navy HQ, I love to see the reaction. There's got to be some sensible beings there, right? This Buggy character, in addition to being a mastermind of the mass escape from Impel Down. Come on, guys. My guy, come on, guys. He was also a member of the Pirate King's crew. Here we go again. That's how he formed a close bond with one of the Emperors of the Sea, Red Hair. And now, reports confirm that Crocodile came to his aid at Empty Bluffs Island. Our tapping divisions have also verified that Crocodile and Mihawk have made contact. The Marine hunting movement has already gotten financial backing from a number of okay, so that's how they're getting their money. Crocodile is taking the underground money, right? Remember, there's a big void out there. The Joker, Doflamingo, the top dog, really, is down. He's gone. There's a huge void there. the underworld heads from Whole Cake Island. We don't know what happened to them. At the very least, like, a couple of them are probably gone as well. So there's a vacuum there, and Crocodile, you know he took advantage, bro. You know he took advantage. When you factor in all the rebellions we're already dealing with, the Cross Guild is undoubtedly a massive threat. Wabow. Okay, here we go, baby. Here we go. Okay, let's do bounty predictions. I did okay with the Straw Hats. I just didn't expect Frankie and Usopp and Sanji and Zoro. 3 of them getting done dirty and 1 of them just being used as a gag. But Crocodile, I think, close to 1 billion. Buggy, realistically, should be the highest, right? Buggy close to 3 billion? Because it looks like they're really buying into it. Buggy close to 3 billion. Mihawk still at least over 2. Maybe 3. All right, 2.8. Buggy at 3. If they're really seeing Buggy as the figurehead. Let's see, though. With everything in mind, the former warlord Crocodile. Whoa, hold on, no. I'm off, bro. I'm off. Buggy's getting like 4 billion, bro. What is going on? Nah, you can't tell me this, bro. I'm hyped for Crocodile, okay? I love Crocodile. I'm hyped for Crocodile. But Zoro and Sanji are getting done dirty, bro. A whopping 1.965 billion? Not even Marco, King, Katakuri, Queen. None of these guys, not even close, bro. Crocodile's jumping all the way to 1.965? Wow, bro. For his Mighty Logie ability, come on. Mighty Logie ability that got clapped by, like, Luffy that just entered the Grand Line. Stop it. Stop it, bro. The Cunning Gil, yes, that's the brains. His ability to come up with plans, yes, that he deserves. And I'm hyped he gets this bounty, but in comparison to other people, it just doesn't feel as earned here. But hey, it is what it is. I'm happy for Crocodile. Mihawk's gotta be like 3-4 billion at least, bro. Buggy, I'm excited to see. Yeah, fellow Warlord Hawkeye, Mihawk has even greater sword skills than the Red Hair Emperor. Okay, bro. The official viz is gonna be interesting on this, all right? Because they are specifically focused on sword skills than the Red Hair. Okay, we're firing up. We're firing up some hot topics. We're firing up some hot topics this time, bro. He's worth 3,590 million, a fitting of one of the world's. He got higher than Luffy. That's crazy. Listen, I get the cross kill, but Buggy's gonna have higher than the 3 people that just defeated Kaido and Big Mom. As for Buggy the bombastic clown, considering his formidable pedigree and the fact that he's got these 2, of course he's gonna have like 4 or 5 billion. Oh, okay, actually lower than Mihawk. Okay, so they're actually being a little realistic. Still higher than Luffy that just defeated Kaido. We've given him and has the Nika fruit. Might I remind you? Given a bounty of 3,189 million. Okay, so they do recognize that Mihawk is the actual Yonko, right? But Crocodile getting like 2 billion and Buggy getting 3.189. I guess because he has Mihawk serving under him, that makes sense. But it does feel like Luffy's getting done dirty here, and some of the Zoro and Sanji are really getting done dirty here a bit. Making him one of the 2 newly recognized emperors along with Straw Hat. The world government considers him an extremely dangerous individual, but not the guy that had the fruit that you've been after for 800 years though. Forget that guy. The guy that defeated Kaido? Nah, don't worry about him. So an emperor, huh? You've certainly made a name for yourself, clown. That's the funny part about him. The guy's a literal clown. I'm sorry, let me lick your boots, bro. Alright, stop this weird-ass fetish, bro. I don't think they want this. Shut it. Eek! All things considered, we could take a different angle here. Having him take all the heat as a figurehead may not be the worst idea. That's what I thought happened in the first place, where they were like, I don't really want the attention. Let him be the figurehead, whatever. I, for one, exactly. Mihawk definitely doesn't care. Have no interest in the title of an emperor, so long as I'm able to, yeah, exactly. He just wants to chill and live in peace and fight the strongest people. Seriously? Okay, no, Crocodile still got some ambition, baby. Let him have the target on his back. We can always dispose of him if the need arises. That is true. He's smiling. Okay. Listen up, you bastard. We've formed the Cross Guild to prepare for the new age. Let me introduce you to our new executives. Okay. Yeah, Sir Crocodile. Chairman Buggy is crying. What's gonna happen to me? Remove the tears too, Captain. Mihawk-sama. Kamabaka. Queen. Okay, we're getting the revolutionary reactions again. Okay, here we go. There's no need to brood, Koala. At least we know Sabo is alive. Exactly. So what was with the reaction in the first place? Did they just not have all the information? Not Crocodile. Koala was literally on the verge of tears finding out about Sabo, right? Yeah, I'm glad everyone's okay. Right. Nothing can taint this miracle. Hee-haw! Oh, they're back. Okay, they're back. That's it. They're back. The revolutionaries are back. So that's why they're completely fine now. I'll never forget that naughty Sabo for making a stew like that. It's meant to have supposedly happened after. Oh, so they're not all back. After we split up, but I still believe in him. Interesting. So they split up. Assassination of King Cobra. I guess that's what happened after they split up. That's exactly what I was thinking. You always beat me to the punch. So it looks like at the very least, I forgot their names, to be honest. I'm blanking out. But the mink, I'm just completely blanking. Lindbergh and my big guy over there, my dude, have returned to the revolutionaries. It looks like Karasu is down there as well. So was it just Sabo that split up by himself with Vivi? Are they going to the Straw Hats? Because they do have to return to... Vivi's returning to the Straw Hats by Elbaf. That's definitely happening. Quiet down, you guys. Are so annoying. Dragon-san. Yeah, it looks like Karasu is there chilling as well. I don't see Sabo, though, obviously. I'm glad he's okay, but if he truly did murder King Cobra, I won't forgive him, no matter what his reason... Come on, Dragon. Are you dumb, bro? You think he's... That actually happened? No shot that actually happened, man. Okay, hey, Kuma. Oh, so Kuma is back as well. Sabo is not. Like, where is he? Hey, Kuma, tell me exactly what happened. Did you see? So Kuma looks like he's returned to normal as well. This gotta, like, confirm that Vegapunk is working with the revolutionaries, right? Because, like, he's the one that put the chip and, like, worked on Kuma and all that. I'm yours to command, master. Okay, Koala's tearing up again. Better. Here we go. We're picking up a call. Now, damn, they're intercepting. Y'all gotta have a burner phone, bro. Come on now, do better. Listen in and record. It could be the Flame Emperor. Yes, sir. Everyone, quiet down. We're getting a lot of stuff in this chapter, bro. I love it. This is amazing. Gotcha. It's me. Break next week, and that's it. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Hello, this is Koala. It's me, Sabo. Will we find out the truth? I guess we will next chapter, but not for 2 whole weeks, though. Not for 2 whole weeks. But yeah, that's gonna do it for that chapter right there, ladies and gentlemen. Hell of a chapter. I am a little mind-boggled by some of the bounty choices, but also very hype for some of the bounties that the Straw Hats and the Cross Guild got. But that's gonna do it for this live reaction. Check out the main channel. I'm the king for the review that will be dropping in a few hours. Catch y'all next time. Peace. Okay, people. Let's talk about it. What do we think about the bounties and everything, man? What do we think about the bounties? Hold on. I saw a super chat earlier, I feel like. So let me open that up to make sure I'm not missing that. I thought I sounded... Sometimes the thing just doesn't come up, which is kind of annoying. Supers. Yeah, it looks like we got a couple here. Enter name said no more scabbers, so let's go. And then we got Zoro's birthday, November 11th, 11/11 bounty. Okay, I get the wordplay, right? I get the wordplay. Sanji's birthday, March 2nd, 3-2. I get the wordplay, but like, first and foremost, you should be making the bounties make sense, I think. I think that should always be priority number one, no? Like, I always get, Oda's always been able to do wordplay with the bounties, but still haven't make sense, you know, with, like, actually within the story. November 11th, so 11/11, just do, like, 1,611,11,11,11, like, something like that, you know? You could have easily just done something like that, you know? They did Sanji dirty, bro. Sanji and Frankie are the two people they did dirty the most. I also think they did Frankie dirty, and Usopp is getting some propaganda out there, bro, because overall, the entire chapter was amazing. But just like the little bit of the bounties are a little disappointing. Thousand Sunny has a bounty as well. Even Roger's ship couldn't do it. Nah, they did Frankie dirty, bro. Frankie dusted Sasaki and gets a bounty that's like about 100, almost 100 million less than his. The bounties on Luffy are low because they're trying to keep him low-key. See, Luffy, I could understand, right? Luffy, I was a little disappointed it wasn't as high. But you know, they're trying to maybe hide him away a little bit, not reveal he's Nika and stuff like that. But like, can anybody make the argument for Zoro and Sanji and Frankie? Like, because I don't understand. They straight up dusted their opponents. Frankie got replaced. The bounties are fire for all the other Straw Hats. Or the Chopper gag, you know, it is what it is. Like, I don't feel any particular way about it. It's kind of expectable, but I was kind of hoping Chopper gets the actual bounty, but you know, it is what it is with Chopper. But the rest of the Straw Hats I'm happy for, you know. Brook, Nami, I think it's fair. I do feel like Brook being as close to Nami is feel a little bad for him that he's not like actually getting time to shine to really grow past that. Robin being close to 1 billion, that's hype. You know, Jinbei getting over 1 billion, that's hype. But yeah, Usopp's getting some propaganda. I feel like Usopp's one is the only one that's not earned. But Jinbei only fought who's who. But Jinbei, you got to recognize the status. The guy's a warlord. He has the experience from to officially join the Straw Hat Pirates, along with defeating who's who. Like him getting that, I think it makes sense. It's exciting. Like Jinbei's bounty. Listen, Jinbei's bounty is what I feel like bounties should be. It should be a bounty that is outside of your expectations, that gets you so excited at how far the Straw Hats have grown, right? So Jinbei's bounty, if you're looking at it through its own lens, is super hype. But people are probably more like gonna feel like it's unearned because the rest of the Straw Hats don't really get that same level. You know, Nami's bounty does kind of get that. You know, she didn't really defeat Ulti, but like she jumps to like 300 million, which is hype for her. But like when Jinbei's bounty jumps to that, and it's exciting for him, but then it becomes not as exciting because Zoro and Sanji did so much more than him, and they don't get the bounty jump they deserve, you know? That's where I feel like it's where the disconnect is gonna come from. I think bounties make sense. Former warlords have higher because they froze warlords or warlord era. What Straw Hat did to Kaido and Big Mom favors world government. No need for a high jump. I don't necessarily. I guess you can make the argument like, hey, they're actually going after Marines, but like, you know, I guess Blackbeard is also like Blackbeard to an extent is also down bad after all he did in Marineford. So like, I'm not so much upset at any of the fact that, you know, the Cross Guild getting over Luffy and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm always going to be on the side of bounties being incredibly high because I think the purpose of the bounties is not to be like hyper realistic. It's to be just exciting and it's super hype moments for the fan base to take in, which is why like individually I would say like the bounties of the Cross Guild are hype, but when compared to like some of the Straw Hats, like Crocodile getting over Sanji and like every Yonko commander in existence by a mile, that just feels like, okay, I don't know how I feel about that. It taints the hype a little bit, you know, at least for me. Nathan Massey, thank you for the super chat. Just a little more sent your way. Don't spend it all on One Piece. JB ain't getting traded. Yes, sir. JB staying. Kevin Durant and the Nets send the entire NBA fan base on a jog, on a circle for the entire offseason. He's not leaving after all that. But yeah, appreciate you, Nathan Massey. Thanks so much, man. Looks like God of Usopp Legend still continues. Yes, the propaganda continues, bro. Chin, thank you for being a member for 9 months, man. Jinbei never lies, so Nami has confirmed to conquer. That was a funny ass moment as well. I love that. Bounty ain't power. No, bounty is not power, but it still reflects power to a degree. Like, you're not gonna see like Big Mom, like Kaido having a higher bounty than Big Mom. That's a statement. That's a statement in my opinion, when they're both Yonko, right? Roger having a higher bounty than Whitebeard, and Whitebeard having a higher bounty than Kaido. Like, Roger, you could obviously make the argument he became the Pirate King and all that, but Whitebeard's manpower, was that really higher than the Beast Pirates? I don't necessarily think so. So I think the indictment was him as an individual, you know? Listen, Buggy being listen, don't get too caught up in the cross guild. My initial reaction was like, oh, okay, I don't know like how I feel about this. There's high, but ultimately I'm still hype. I'm always gonna be hype about bounties being high. I just feel like Zoro and Sanji got done dirty. That is like my main feeling. And like that probably taints my feelings about the cross guild bounties a little bit, because as I always say, I'm incredibly biased. The Straw Hats are my favorite thing in the story. I will always be on the Straw Hat agenda and making the story focus on them the most, giving them the most moments, okay? So that I'm absolutely biased when it comes to that, and I recognize that. Maybe some people like the direction of, you know, the world expanding and focusing on more characters. I've always been Straw Hats first and foremost, focus on the Straw Hats. Scopper was a helmsman on the Roger Pirates monster trio in the mud. That's another thing. So like Jinbei getting higher than Sanji, that's just like, you're using Sanji as the only reason I think he would do that is to, I guess, the wordplay to 32, but like, he could have put that 32 anywhere, you know what I'm saying? So like, realistically, Sanji being lower than both of them, you're using Sanji as a joke. You're using Sanji as a gag to punch down on him and say, oh, look, not only below Zoro now, but also below Jinbei. Because ultimately in the story, what actually happened? Sanji is still the monster trio. He still fought Queen, right? It wasn't Jinbei that fought Queen. If you think too hard about rationalizing bounties, you would just get mad. For sure, for sure. I don't think bounties should be completely rational. I think personally they should be hype. That is what I think the number one purpose for bounties is a measurement of the Straw Hats' progress, right? And when they complete such a big feat by the end of the arc, that bounty should reflect it and make the audience go, God damn, look how far we come, right? I think that is the overall effect of bounties at the end of the day, right? It's like when you see a bounty like Roger, like, God damn, that man is really so clear of everybody in terms of strength, notoriety, and all of that accounts into a bounty, right? And especially with the Straw Hats, I think the effect is supposed to be, but at the end of the day, it's like, oh my God, what a jump, how far we've come after all that we accomplished in the arc. This feels earned, this feels good, I'm happy for the crew, you know? I feel like that should be the feeling you walk away with, and I just didn't get that out of Zoro, Sanji, and Frankie. And Usopp had the opposite effect, because like he didn't do anything in the entirety of Wano, and for him to jump 300 million is a bit of a slap in the face to someone like Frankie and even Brook, to be honest. Like, I can understand if you jumped him, like, because I mean, to be fair, Frankie's bounty was preposterously low. So if you want to be realistic, he goes from 94 to 394, right? But also him jumping 300, the same exact amount as Usopp, just doesn't feel earned. I just feel like they didn't do their research at all. Which, like, if you start to be, like, realistic, be like, oh, the world government wouldn't know that, blah, 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 blah. But, like, the point of bounties is, like, you know, how did the world government know, like, who the Straw Hats fought in Alabasta? Or, like, you know, in Dressrosa and what they did there and stuff like that. So like, it's not like they're always doing, like, super well researched. The bounties have an effect of getting hype. At least that's my opinion, you know? People could feel differently. Like my guy here says, I'm a warrior. Everyone have their own opinion on bounties. That's fair. Listen, if you were hyped about the bounties, I don't want to take away from that, okay? You have every right to be excited about the bounties or happy about them. Or if you feel disappointed, you have every right to feel that way as well. Robin just chilling, feeding Chop. Yeah, she didn't even care. Frankie done, yeah, to be fair, Frankie having a 94 before this is just, that was already pretty dirty for Frankie. Maybe bounty poster having Frankie having Sunny is foreshadowing another power he has, something to do with Sunny. Maybe that could be fair. Like him having a picture as the Sunny, I'm not as mad about. It just kind of combined with his bounty jump not being very high. I feel like kind of is a slap in the face. Bounty Raise's crew is clout based, not what they did in Wano. Yeah, but like at that point, it just doesn't become as exciting individually because it just becomes math, right? It just becomes, oh, okay, Usopp got a jump of 300. That means everybody probably got a jump of 300, you know? But like that's not what happened either. Like Sanji and Zoro still got massive jumps, but not proportional really to what they did in the arc either. So like it's kind of like a weird way to try to balance it out. Both Zoro and Jinbei, in order to get them back for the... I mean, that's a bit of a hopium drunk Ronin. I mean, I hope you're correct. Like, by the end of the arc, I fully expect... I mean, by the end of the story, like, the next jump, it should be massive. Like, the Straw Hats should have massive bounty jumps. At the end of the day, that's what I'm always hoping for. So maybe he's giving himself some room to breathe to get there, right? Like, Zoro has to surpass Mihawk eventually, so his bounty's probably gonna go above 3.5, right? So, you know, there's some room for growth. So maybe the next one is where we make the crazy jump. But I feel like you shouldn't sacrifice... Like, the jump from, like, if Sanji gets, like, a 1.632, let's say he gets that at the end of Wano here, that would be, I feel like, create enough hype for the jump by the end of Wano. And then if he jumps to like over 3 billion by the next time, that hype is still delivered either way, you know? Brook's bounty is pretty low, but at least he didn't do too much in Wano. You know, to be fair, like what he did in Whole Cake Island is gonna go unacknowledged. But at least in Wano, he didn't like fight anybody or anything like that. I still think he did more than Usopp ultimately, but at least, you know, with Brook, you could be like, you know, he didn't do too much. Also, Brook got, what was it? 3, hold on, let me double check here. Brook had, I believe, like a 120 bounty before this, and he jumped to like 380 or something like that. You know, never mind, he had 83. I was completely off. So yeah, so he jumped 300 as well. So they literally just took the rest of the crew, besides the Monster Trio and Robin, and just be like 300 for everybody, right? That's what happened, right? Let me double check. Because Nami was like in the 30s, if I remember correctly. So yeah, Chopper jumps 1,000, jumps 900 to 1,000. Yeah, she had 66, so they gave 300 to everybody. Like, I guess the argument is like, you know, they're all commanders, they're Luffy's commanders, whatever. But like, it just feels a little unfair to the overall crew, because there's clearly a structure within the crew, you know, and what they contributed. So to just take 4 of them and give them all 300 million bounty jumps because they're the Straw Hat Pirates. I don't know, man. I don't know. Also, completely forgot about this. No Carrot, guys. No Carrot. Did we literally just leave Wano? She didn't even deserve a goodbye, bro. Kara fans are gonna be down super, super bad if she does not make a single appearance. They are gonna be down. And honestly, her character is gonna be super, super down bad if, like, literally she just became the Queen of Zoe. Cause, like, that don't make no sense, bro. Like, even as someone, if you saw my video, even as someone who felt like her build up to be a Straw Hat was just incredibly underwhelming, like, just ignoring her for the entirety of Wano and people just completely forgetting about her for like 150 chapters. Even though I felt like that was completely underwhelming, even if she joined, she would have been the least developed Straw Hat by a mile. It will be, it's just, it still doesn't make sense for a character to just become the new ruler of Zoe. You know what I'm saying? Oh, God. Yamato less than, absolutely. Bro, Yamato's in a bin at this point. She's also cemented herself as a completely pointless character that wasted our time for no reason. Alright? Yamato's in a bin, alright? Yamato's in a bin at this point, man. And that hurts me to say, but I've come to terms with it. Y'all know me. I've been on a Yamato Straw Hat train before we know who the fuck Yamato was, man. I've been on it. But with the conclusion of Yamato, it's like, what was the point of that? Same honestly could be said for Big Mom, I think, but we'll see if she's actually dead or not. If Big Mom is actually dead, she's even worse than Yamato, because she's actually a way more important character. Vivi is definitely with Sabo. I gotta imagine they're coming back to Elbaf then. Like, now that they've split up, they're probably going to Elbaf. I imagine that is the only thing that's happening here. Break next week, yes. That is, we're down bad. King Recon in the chat, the GOAT reactor. What's up, King Recon? Chapter was fire. Don't get me wrong, guys, alright? Even though I have my little gripes about the bounties here and there, chapter was heat, okay? All the reveals and information we got, chapter was heat, okay? Don't get me wrong about that. Do I think, yeah, Jinbei is up. I'm happy for Jinbei. Like I said, individually, when I look at Jinbei's bounty, it's hype. I always want Straw Hat bounties to be hype and to surprise me, right? To be by the end of the story, I think the bounty's purpose is like, oh my God, look how far we come. This is so much more than I thought. I'm so excited. I'm so happy for the crew. I think that's the purpose of it, especially after a big arc such as Wano, right? You want to feel like the Straw Hats have earned something, right? That they've, you know, not just a big party at the end, but like status-wise, they've improved, and that's what the bounties represent. So as far as Jinbei jumping to 1.1 billion, that is so exciting for him, right? As the new crew member that is joined, defeated Who's Who, that is hype for Jinbei, and I'm happy for him as a Straw Hat. It's just when you compare that to Zoro and Sanji, who kind of got done dirty in my opinion, who contributed more in the raid, you just kind of feel like, oh, okay, like what happened there then, you know? Big Mom just chilling. Big Mom, as I'm reading through Wano right now, Act 1, by the way, little sneak peek. I think Act 1 of Wano, absolutely gas. The way Oda set everything up with Tama and just the introduction of characters as we went and how Act 1 concluded with Luffy's defeat, Act 1 was pure gas. The only bad part about Act 1 was Urashima taking an entire chapter. Even then, you could say, okay, he's making a sumo scene, something he just wanted to draw. It happens, all right? But that was the only bad part of Act 1. Act 2, I'm currently like 10 chapters in, and it's already starting to feel a little fast-paced, right? If you really dial in and focus, Oda's not making any mistakes, okay? But he is introducing like 55 things at once where you really have to dial in and focus, or else you're just gonna miss things because there's so many things happening at once that it does kind of become a distraction. At least that's my initial feelings of Act 2 right now, and I think it's probably gonna get worse. Act 3, I think what's gonna happen is gonna be peak with the Odin flashback to start into the start of the raid, and then I feel like after Root Piece is where it kind of starts to jumble a lot, and Oda. If I had to describe Wano, at least based off my initial feelings and the start of my reread so far, is like Act 1 was Oda juggling like perfectly. Just the perfect amount of balls. He is juggling. It's aesthetically pleasing. The story structure is perfect. The flow is perfect. And it's a really good show. And you're just having a good time. Act 2 comes in. He throws in like 10 more balls. He's still juggling them all, right? He's still juggling them all. But it's a lot more frantic. It's just not as aesthetically pleasing, and the flow is not as good. He's kind of stumbling here a little bit. He's not dropping any balls, but it's just not as clean, you know? Act 3 comes in. I think what happens is he drops some balls, and it becomes much more simple. We get an Odin flashback. It becomes much more aesthetically pleasing. Roof piece happens. My guy's doing tricks now, okay? He's flexing on us. It's hype, pure gas, okay? Oda's just flexing on us, doing tricks. After roof piece is where I think he brings those balls back. And now he's like, oh shit. And then he starts to introduce like Yamato and Tobi Roppo. And now he's all of a sudden like, oh God, I don't know what's going to happen anymore. I can only focus on a couple things. And balls start dropping. I think that is my best analogy I can give about Wano so far, given that I haven't even completely reread it yet. Oda did Big Mom dirty. I do think when I look back in the entirety of Big Mom's story in Wano, she's going to feel just as pointless, if not more, than Yamato. At least as far as her character arc goes. Cam, thank you for the super chat. Mihawk Bounty, probably the most impressive in the whole story because it's mostly based on power. True that. You make a great point. My guy is elite, like they said. In terms of sword skills, he's even better than the red hair man. Honestly, yeah, Chopper, a Yonko commander with a bounty of 1,000. I wonder if like Monster, the monkey on Shanks's crew, also has like a pet bounty, because he's actually an animal. Like he's straight up a monkey. Like he's doesn't have like a human fruit or anything like that. He's just straight up a monkey. Brago type analogy. Brago's known for his analogies too. I didn't know. I feel like that's my perfect way of explaining it. It's juggling, right? Because that's what he's had to do entire story. Every story that he does. Every arc, at least. That's what I mean. Imagine Luffy not accepting Kara and Yamato because he didn't have any space. Kara is down bad, man. Kara is down bad. Do you think Film Red movie rushed the end of Wano? I think it's partially Film Red. I think it's partially Oda wanting to wrap things up in 5 years, like he's been repeatedly saying. And I think it's partially that Oda wanted Act 3 to be 100 chapters specifically, because that's exactly what happened. Oda's always been a bit caught up in numbers. I think this was one of the worst cases for it, where he was like, I want to wrap this up in 100 chapters, which is why we got this which is why the end of even at the beginning of the end of the Kaido fight, I felt like that was, it just kind of just happened at the end. And then afterwards, it was just, Shanks is here. And it was just like, Green Bull is here. Nope, he's leaving. Shanks is here. Nope, he's leaving. Sukiyaki is here. Here's Pluton. Sukiyaki is no longer relevant anymore. Yamato is here. She's not joining anymore. Okay, we're leaving Wano. Like, and the Korozumi is born to burn. All right, let's leave. Like, it just felt like he just had to rush everything together. And he also didn't focus on the right things, in my opinion. Like not getting a proper Kiku reaction to Izo, not seeing the actual Kinemon reunion with Tsuru, even though we got to see them talk about each other, but like it would have been so much better if we actually saw them reunite, and not just in this like tiny little silhouette box that you could barely see. So yeah, I think there's a number of things that led to him rushing Wano. I could only hope that now that he had that 1 month break to really plan things out, that this final saga that he's really gonna flesh out and give us back the Oda greatness and consistency. Wano is just too ambitious. I agree. It's what happens. His creativity got too big for his own good. That is one of the flaws when you're someone as creative as Oda, right? As in terms of creativity, he is never gonna slack, right? Even the characters like the Tobi Roppo, who were severely underdeveloped, like Sasaki, didn't even care about them. But think about how interesting their designs were, how much potential they could have had if we actually explored. Like maybe Sasaki being a fishman, OT and Page One's relationship, Who's Who being a member of the CP0. If we actually explored them, Oda's creativity is second to none, but he just juggled too many things, and at the end of the day, it was too many things to juggle, and he had to drop some balls. Especially when he was rushing towards this end to promote Film Red, get it within 100 chapters, maybe to wrap up the story as well, you know? But yeah, the only thing I hope, as long as Oda has a plan, and he's not rushing, he's still gonna be amazing, right? Even post-time skip, that I personally don't like more than pre-time skip, because I'm biased towards the Straw Hats. I've said this. The reason I love One Piece is because of the Straw Hats, crew building, 1v1s, power-ups. I want as much time on the Straw Hats as possible, and post-time skip has not had that, right? So, which is why I value pre-time skip more, but even then, the stories that we get out of post-time skip focuses on other characters and are still amazing, right? It's still a great story. I might not like it as much as pre-time skip, but it's still a terrific, well-written, consistent story for Oda, right? Wano's one of the first arcs where it's like he's just rushing. It's not about the Straw Hat focus or anything else. He just had too many things to juggle, and now it's just overall like plot lines in general are just getting kind of like fumbled. You know, that's the best way to describe it, because he's juggling too much. Wano's amazing arc. Listen, Wano is still great. Like, don't get me wrong. Wano still had a lot of good. The peaks in Wano were amazing. It's just the way it ended, it was not a great ending. King Lightning had a great tweet where he said, if you think Wano was bad, you're out of mind. If you think Wano was mid, you're out of your mind. If you think Wano was good but had a lot of major issues, you're correct. Which I think ultimately is the correct take, but also I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say, hey, this is how exactly you should feel. Because if you loved Wano because you were drawn into the super hype moments and you love specific things about Wano, and you think it's the greatest arc ever, go for it. Why not? Like, that should be your opinion. Have fun. Be happy. Like, why would I ever reject that, right? Or if you're someone that loves the super analytical, deeper side of Wano and its storylines, and you're incredibly unsatisfied with how things ended, and you're just very unhappy with the arc and don't value the peaks as much, I'm not gonna invalidate your feelings and say, hey, you're wrong, right? Like, at the end of the day, how you feel is how you feel. Everybody is entitled to your opinions. Let me catch up to chat a little bit here, though. Didn't Yamato get a bounty? She should, but we didn't see one as far as we know. Bounties have been somewhat hard because we're reaching the end of the series. Wouldn't be many more times to increase them. Zoro being 1.1 is mostly fair because Luckily defeated King. Luckily is a bit of a stretch now. Come on now. Luckily is a bit of a stretch. He learned how to control the Conqueror's coding. At least enough by the end of the day. What matters is he won. Like, the world government is not like, he did defeat King, but I think he was a little lucky. Like, this is not it. King lost. He lost to Zoro. That's what happened. Oda wanted to, or if we were going off that logic, Luffy would never get the bounties that he's gotten. How many times has he gotten plot armor throughout the entire story? Post-time skip is goated, but Oda really needs to pump the brakes. Yeah, he needs to slow down. I still think post-time skip is a great story. I just personally don't like it as much as pre-time skip because I'm biased towards the Straw Hat stuff in general in the story. But I can still recognize post-time skip is great storytelling, and Oda has been consistent with that. He's just focused more on other characters instead of the Straw Hats. He said himself he rushed Wano a bit. Where did he say that? I haven't seen him like actually admit he's rushing Wano. King of Alabasta faked it. Nah, I think Cobra's dead. He's been 1 foot out the door for so long. Is Big Mom dead? We can only assume so right now. Toby Ropo, what's their goal? I didn't even need that. I just need like a little more to actually connect with them, you know? But they're one of the many things that just didn't get enough development in Act 3. Hope Elbaf we meet new characters instead of Oni's, unless it's Shanks. We're always gonna get new characters, bro. That's why Oda loves drawing this story. That's why it keeps extending beyond what he thinks it is. His creativity is insane. 9 Red Scabbards. 9 Red Scabbards. I'm conflicted because, like, Oda did enough to, like, introduce their plotline and end it. You have characters like Ashura Doji, where their deaths made sense. But I feel like to a vast part of the audience, it still feels a little disconnected because their plotline was thrown into this mosh pit of other plotlines that we didn't get consistent reminders enough to really care, you know? Where, like, if you want to look at the overall plotline of their character, like, just separated by itself, you're like, oh, that makes sense. Ashura Doji beginning to end and how he died and the inspiration behind his character, it made sense. But when you throw that plotline into the entire story with all of these other things happening, for a lot of people, they're just not going to connect to it as much because they're focusing on all these other things that's happening and there's just not enough progression. You know, I think the progression is definitely lacking. Everyone forgot about Old Man Hyoguro. Hyoguro, I honestly felt like got too much screen time. Like for him to, we didn't need that moment of him fake dying and stuff like that. Like Hyoguro, like, didn't need to be that important, you know? It's just a lot of these characters Oda kept introducing and made us feel like, oh, maybe they should be important, but ultimately, like, they're probably characters we didn't even need. Now, Izo's death is atrocious. You will never convince me of otherwise. Izo's death is, like, Ashura Doji, you could completely say that was good. I have no issues with it. Personally, I didn't connect it. I didn't care as much. But story-wise, I could say, oh yeah, no, that made sense. It's good for his character. His character arc, it finishes. It concludes. It makes sense. Izo, you will never convince me is good. That was and keeping Kiku alive for no reason as well. I just don't get that move, man. Don't get that move. Dying to a Shagan off panel, and then Kiku not even reacting in any way. All we got out of Kiku in the post-Wano arc was Kiku going to the bathhouse, which, to be fair, was a good statement on, trans rights and all that. But come on, let Kiku give us a reaction to Kiku. Where the X-Ray goes, another one of the characters where, you know, he just had to serve his purpose and peace out of there. And ultimately, we'll just find out later. Because there was not enough time in Wano because we had to end it in 100 chapters. You know, one thing, there are characters where you look back at, you're kind of like, what was Sukiyaki is the example, right? Sukiyaki is something a lot of people predicted. Randy Troy, a lot of other people, you know, once people found out about a theory, they're like, oh, okay, this really makes sense, right? Sukiyaki is something a lot of people predicted, but ultimately, what was the point of Sukiyaki besides coming back and revealing Pluton? Because he didn't do anything about the Kurozumis. He didn't really acknowledge his wrongs in any ways and give us any information about what happened with him and Orochi. He didn't really add too much more to his own character arc or right the wrongs of other plot lines. It felt like at the end of the day, Sukiyaki came back just to reveal Pluton and that was it. You know? And that feels a little cheap in a way, you know? Usopp had gotten Elbaf bounty jump similar to Sanji after Whole Cake Island. Usopp was shying in Elbaf. I'm not specifically understanding what you mean there. I think Blackbeard has... We have to see what Blackbeard is doing. We'll need some updates on that. But he needs a bounty jump for sure. Izo and Ashura died, but Hyoguro and Kinemon are prime examples. Problem with deaths in One Piece, yeah. Like if you're gonna bring back Kinemon, at least give us a Tsuru stuff, man. And Hyoguro I'm okay with. Because even if he died, he would have kind of expected it. But like Kiku's the one, like it had such a well-written death scene. And then to just bring her back for it to not serve any purpose. And instead be like, we'll just kill Izo off panel. And then Kiku's not even going to care. Such a weird move, man. Such a weird move. The only two kind of stinky chapters. Last chapter, where we had the Kurozumi stuff and the Yamato stuff. And the fake out deaths of Kinemon and Kiku. The only kind of two stinky chapters of all the chapters I reviewed since making this YouTube channel. Everything else has been solid to mostly damn good and bangers. Last chapter, I think it was generally the first time you saw, like, I would say the majority of people were like criticizing it. Like, not, I saw it in my YouTube. You never see that, bro. You never see. If you have problems with a One Piece arc and you voice your opinion, the comments are mostly just going to be defending it. Some people are going to be agreeing with you, but they're not getting upvoted. All right. But so for me to see a chapter where like the top voted comments were actually like, why did Oda do this with Yamato? Why did Oda do this with the Korozumis? I don't understand. The ending feels rushed. That was surprising to see. Even Reddit was like, okay, I don't understand. And Reddit was complaining. So many, like, Sawyer's entire chapter review was like criticizing the entirety of Wano. Like, Joy Boy was like, nobody had really a good opinion of how last chapter went. Of course, some people still, like Twitter. Twitter is where you're gonna find people that will always defend Oda to the death. So much so where they're like, the Korozumis were wrong in the first place. I couldn't believe it, bro. It's like, yeah, Korozumis were wrong in the first place, man. Their clan wronged the Kazukis. They deserve to die. It's like, guys, you guys are defending Oda so much that you're like advocating for genocide and you're not even realizing it. The Marines were so scared of Mihawk, they offered him the warlord position. Mihawk is legit, bro. I've been saying, Mihawk is legit. Why ads? There's ads? What's happening? I didn't throw an ad up. Did you guys get ads? Huh. Interesting. I mean, I've had ads up, so like when you click the stream, you might get an ad. But I've never seen mid-rolls in an ad. There's a button here that says insert ad, but I never click that button. I never click the button for insert ad. Because I feel like that ruins the stream. That's so weird that you got ad. Was it fast at least? And not like a Twitch ad that goes for like 35 seconds to a minute? I didn't do an ad, bro. Blame YouTube. Blame YouTube. I did not put an ad. They pop up with a bunch of reminders saying, hey, like now might be a good time to insert an ad. But I never do it myself. How old am I? Take a guess. I think most people would know, though. Most people know at this point. Most people recognize my age by my mannerism, mostly. Not my voice. I mean, not my face. 28? Hey, yo, come on, relax, bro. Relax. All right, Hawaiian Punch, you need to relax, bro. You gotta chill. 30? Nah, bro. Nah. Y'all are doing me dirty here, man. 25. Yes, there it is. Yeah, most people got it. 24, 25, 24, 25. I'm turning 26 in November. So yes, 25 currently. Not 18, not 22. Not 50, not 19. I'm older than Morge? How old's Morge, bro? Jason, relax, bro. Scorpio, yes. Scorpio gang all day. I didn't know there was somebody actually... Well, there are people younger than me for sure. I know Vinland. Vinland's like probably... And Fiji. Fiji is young as well, but... Morge is 23? No idea. Morge is like 4. No, he's not. Relax. That's like, yo, no, that's like Chin. Chin's always coming in with a... Hold on, no, but Chin, I don't know if I trust you, bro. You be coming in with the fake news sometimes. Morge 26? Then I'm younger than Morge. I'm 25. I thought more. Nah, I've always thought Morge was like within my age range. Same with Ohara, probably. A lot of One Piece creators these days are honestly within like the 25 to 30 range. Joy Girl, I would imagine she's probably still 20 something, right? Like there are not many like 18, 19-year-olds. Liam's not 50, bro. Relax. Nah, I would have guessed O'Hara is probably 27, 28. I think he might just look older because he's European. Like if you compare my face to when I was like 18, I look practically the same. Y'all are just guessing, bro. Y'all just guessing. Setup tour. There it is. You got the setup tour, man. Like, you see my room. You see everything behind me. The manga I collect. Some Harry Potter books. Some hats. Some figures. Bounty posters. Lights. You got all the straw hats behind this chair. You don't really get to see Brook and Jinbei too often. So there you go. There's Brook and Jinbei. On that wall, that's blocked by the chat right now, is the rest of the straw hats and the curtains. Yeah, we got Zoro, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji's being blocked by the curtains, Nami, Usopp, and then Chopper's being blocked by the curtains. JD is not 42, bro. Relax. JD is like 28, 29. I need to chill out. Somebody said Artor is 21, right? That's crazy because he's been doing this for a while. At least on the Library of Ohara to like translate chapters and stuff. I know Artor's younger. I know Vinland's younger. At least like a couple years ago, he was at like 19 still. He might be 21 now, but am I gonna update my bounties? I don't know. We have to wait for them to come out first, but Randy, I feel like Randy has said that he's like 32 before or something like that. Now y'all are just throwing numbers, bro. I've seen Cole is 35. I've seen Cole is 39. Come within 1 week new bounties. Yeah, I mean, we didn't get to see the pictures, so we didn't really get any new pictures, did we? We got a new picture for Frankie, and then no new pictures for anybody else. So it's just a number. So I'm not exactly sure if maybe I'll buy the new Frankie bounty because it has the Sunny on it, and I'll stick that somewhere. But I also just don't have any more space. Chapter review will drop a few hours later after the stream ends. After the stream ends, I'm gonna eat food and then record it and edit it. One thing I did feel like would have been fun for Sanji is like if they caught a picture of him and while he was invisible in the raid suit and he just doesn't have a picture. But I guess they kind of had that before where they didn't take his picture and that's how we got Duval, but reread it. Yeah, I always reread again, go through it again, to do the chapter review. Sabo, Vivi, and Bonnie. Bonnie, I have no clue. Sabo is with Vivi, coming back by Elbaf. Alright, Jason, chill out, bro, or else you're gonna have to go chill in the other room for a while. Punk Hazard arc, worst read? Is Punk Hazard the worst in the story? No, I don't think so. Personally, I have a strong hatred for Long Ring Longland and Foxy. And then the weakest arcs, Thriller Bark, I still think was quite weak, even though we got, you know, information about Wano and we had nothing happen at the end. Sear Village. Sear Village, I think for a lot of people is the worst arc in the story. And it just went for too long. I think if you just kept it to Captain Kuro and Usopp and just kept it to that and kept Django, because I love Django, okay? If you just kept it to that and narrowed it down to like a 9-10 chapter arc, it would have been so much better. Do I think Kobe beat Boa? On a 1v1, I think Boa wins. The problem with Boa is she's on that island. She can't go anywhere, right? Like, she can't just pick up the entire country and leave. So that's the tough part for Boa. So, like, even if Kobe doesn't win initially, eventually she's not gonna win, you know? Chin, you do make a good point where, like, the longer arcs that are slow is just harder to read. But I still don't think that's like a fair argument. You still have to look at just like how your overall enjoyment of the arc. Skypiea and Whole Cake Island are the two arcs that are just so fluctuant for everybody. Some people, like myself, think it's a good, but not like top tier great arc. And then some people have it as their top. You know, it just kind of comes down to what you prefer, I guess. I think the Nolan flashback was amazing. I think the idea of exploring Skypiea, the Sky Island, is amazing. And but that's also part of why I didn't like it as much, because I thought we could have done more exploration and really exploring it. And Enel was amazing, but then you also had the classic Oda fake outs where Enel was the first Kaido. Let's be real. Enel was the first Kaido, bro. Where this man came in and dusted everybody, zapped the shit out of everybody, L-Thord Pagaya. Okay, this man, you're like, God damn, Enel is ruthless, man. My guy is killing everybody. And then by the end of the day, everybody gets back up. It's like, oh shit, all right, we won. All right. Pagaya comes back, it's like, oh, Konis-chan, which, to be fair, that moment is funny. But still, it's like for Enel to walk away from that arc with how much of a menace he was with no bodies, that was a bit of a tragedy. Elbaf will be an arc? Oh no, Elbaf is definitely gonna be an arc. Saga, no, it can't be final Saga arc. That's kind of a contradiction. That's like East Blue Saga arc. That doesn't make any sense, really. Like, we're in the final saga that's gonna have multiple arcs. Elbaf's gonna be one. We're definitely going to Lodestar. Anybody, like, I feel like this was gonna happen. We're gonna go to the next island, whether that's Elbaf or another little small island to spend a little bit of time. I know a lot of people have been pushing the Sphinx Island idea, although it looks like Marco's not around, guys. So Marco, another character, completely pointless in Wano. But it could be a little small arc, but we're following the log post now. We're going island to island. Elbaf is going to be one of them. We're going to end up on Lodestar, find out the important information about Lodestar from Lodestar. Lodestar is important. I think one of the biggest things I feel like people never talk about, and is partially due to translation, because we have Lodestar and Road Poneglyph. But when you look at the Japanese, it's the same exact word in the beginning, but we have two different translations for it. All right? Like, if you look at the Japanese and the kanji, load and road, and it's the exact same. So it should either be Lodestar and Load Poneglyph, or Roadstar and Road Poneglyph. Okay, something is that is confusing a lot of people. They're very clearly connected. And Lodestar being the last island, the only island that the Roger Pirates also got to, like, that is going to be an important arc for sure. People kind of just have forgotten about it ever since we found out about the Road Poneglyph. Lode and Road both make sense, for sure. But, like, I feel like you should choose one at least, so at least the English-speaking audience can recognize, like, oh, snap, there's a connection there, you know? O'Hara's video about Big News Morgan's being a member of the Roger Pirates, I checked that out a little bit. I think there were some good points that he made. I don't think it's strong enough for me to, like, believe in. For me to really be drawn into a theory and, like, really believe in it, I need a lot of evidence that are not just, like, a bunch of little, like, this could be explained this could explain this, maybe this coincidence could have been true. I need, like, a lot of evidence to really believe in a theory. What's good, Teddy? How you do, man? I like the two being different. I mean, I feel like people are just missing out on a connection because the translation is different. Like, if you're Japanese and you read that, you're like, oh snap, okay, those two things are connected. Lodestar is gonna be important for that reason. But if people hear Lodestar and Road Poneglyph, they're not gonna notice the connection right away unless you're someone like me that goes to the exact Japanese translation and see if it's the exact same. It could be one or the other. Like, it doesn't matter if they choose load or road. Both words make sense. But I think they should choose one, you know? If Bonnie becomes a 10 Straw Hat, I'll be highly pissed. But I do hope she's part of Blackbeard stuff. She should, because there is the connection there. I don't think she has any reason to be a Straw Hat, though. That's kind of random. Raftel to Laughtail, yeah. I prefer Raftel, but Laughtail obviously makes more sense in the story, right? And by now I've just said Laughtail so much that it's just Laughtail. I'm doing good, man. Chapter rating, I thought it was a great chapter, but I do think Oda did Sanji, Frankie, and Zoro dirty, especially Frankie and Sanji. And Usopp is getting some propaganda. All right, Usopp is getting gassed up for no reason, bro. And I do feel a little bad for Chopper after he smacked up a Yonko commander and still being treated as a pet. If Monster from the Red Hair Pirates doesn't have a pet bounty, that's gonna be egregious, because that is a literal monkey, okay? It's a literal monkey. The Chopper gag at this point, it is what it is. Like, I kind of expected it, but it's not funny to me anymore. So I don't feel like particularly one way or another. Like, it's not unexpected at this point, but it's also not really serving its purpose. So, at least for me personally. So, it just is what it is. The ones that I'm most disappointed by is Frankie, who dusted a 477 million Sasaki and only gets 394. Usopp, who did nothing and gets a 300 million jump just like Frankie and everybody else. And then what's it called? Sanji and Zoro should be higher than King and Queen. And Sanji being below Jinbei really for the sake of a gag of him being down bad. I just feel sad for Sanji fans at that point, to be honest. On the other hand, Robin's bounty is hype. Jinbei's bounty is hype. The Cross Guild's bounties are hype. Okay? It's just because some of the other bounties are not hype, and I like those characters more, it lessens the hype for the characters that got the hype. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Frankie a gag now too. I'm done with all the One Piece guys. They're getting worked out for sure. I mean, it's been 1,000 chapters. Eventually, when the timing is right, it still works. Zoro fighting Sanji rivalry, it still works sometimes, you know? The Sanji one is, the Sanji loving woman one is probably the one that's beaten to the ground the most. I still think that Chopper being bashful and embarrassed and calling people assholes, that's still funny when it's utilized correctly. Zoro getting lost is another one that's been beaten to the ground. At this point, it's just a plot device. But yeah, I think certain gags, when utilized correctly, still hits. But there are ones like the Sanji and women, Zoro getting lost, and even honestly Brook and panties. That one's probably getting beaten to the ground a little too much as well. But I feel like that might be our perspective as a Western audience, as opposed to a Japanese audience, who this is made for in the first place. People have said it makes sense because Jinbei is a former warlord. I think, yeah, Jinbei getting his bounty makes sense. I'm hyped for Jinbei. I just don't think Zoro and Sanji, that have defeated two people with higher bounties that they just got, I don't think that makes sense. Because they straight up beat those guys. They didn't even get any help like Luffy did, you know? Jinbei got done. And I mean, Crocodile at least is like a top 3 of this new cross guild, right? So like, I'm never going to be against bounties going crazy, because that's what bounties serve. They're supposed to be, at the end of the arc, a sign of progress and hype, and like be like, wow, they earned this, or wow, these guys are legit, and like their bounties are super high, so like they deserve that, you know, recognition. So I'm never gonna be against bounties being too high, because that's what they're for. But when bounties are high, they get kind of diminished if there are other characters that have bounties that are too low for what they did. And if those are characters like Straw Hats that I like more than other characters like Crocodile, then it starts to diminish a little bit, because now all of a sudden I'm trying to rationalize things. And I think at the end of the day, you shouldn't really try to rationalize bounties, because Oda's not thinking that hard for them. He's thinking, okay, what is a number that makes sense to a degree, that is gonna make the audience excited, and I could throw some sort of wordplay into it. That's how he's always done it, and he's always done it masterfully. Yeah, Jinbei joining the crew has skyrocketed him, bro. The Straw Hats clout is real. Straw Hats will forever be downplayed until they find the One Piece. Are they still sleeping on them at this point? A Yonko crew that just defeated Kaido? I just need them to get focused, man. If they could be the protagonist again, that's all I care about. If Oda swerves me out of a Blackbeard Pirates and Straw Hat Pirates 1v1, I will never forgive him. That is the one thing I need. I need that. If we end this final saga without a proper Straw Hats 1v1, like all of them, getting actual fights, like we've gotten multiple times before pre-time skip. If we end the saga without getting that, I'll never forgive him, man. $10.59 Marine Vice Admiral. Oh yeah, true. We do need the Marine bounty reveals as well. Chopper Yonko Commander with 1,000 berries. I'll only accept it as long as we find out Monster also has a pet bounty. If Monster has a actual bounty, they're doing my boy Chopper dirty. There are people saying they don't want Blackbeard 1v1s. They're dead to me. That's, you know, usually I'm very civil. I'm like, you can enjoy how One Piece is, and realistically, I'm still very civil and believe that. But hey, if you don't want Blackbeard 1v1s, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. Listen, I've been completely okay with getting a great story still, while the Straw Hats have been just sitting in the back seat. All right, and no longer getting the same exact focus they were pre-time skip. I've been okay with it this whole time because we're still getting a good story. But if you end this final saga without giving us the Blackbeard Pirates 1v1s, which has been honestly set up. Like, it's like when we were introduced to the Blackbeard Pirates, they practically had the same amount of members as the Straw Hats, and in pretty much the exact same positions and everything. Like, it's there. It's all there, bro. 10 commanders with likely 10 Straw Hats at the end of the day. Like, it's all there. It's all there. Blackbeard, one of the only people Luffy has real beef with. It's all there. Just give it to us, Oda. Just give it to us. Please. Please. I don't think they don't want it. They're scared we might. Oh, yeah. You know what? That's a really good point. I think a lot of people, they do this with Elbaf, too. I think a lot of people do this with Elbaf, too. They're like, you know, we're not going to get Elbaf. Elbaf doesn't have to be an arc anymore. I think they're preparing for the situation where Elbaf might not happen, and they're just trying to convince themselves that it won't. But I think Elbaf absolutely has to happen. That's the other thing. If Elbaf doesn't happen, that's even more unforgivable. Because that's been set up, that's been an island set up longer than Wano. The only island that's been set up longer than that is Fishman Island, which we already got. If Elbaf doesn't happen, that's even worse. Those are two things I need. Give me the Blackbeard Pirates 1v1s. Give me Elbaf and Usopp. Chin, bro. Don't need to cope. Don't cope. Let yourself be free, man. Let yourself be free. Elbaf is happening. From Little Garden, man. Little Garden. It was one of the first islands we were introduced to, and first concepts we were introduced to in the entirety of the Straw Hats entering the Grand Line. Yeah, I do wish we could go to Sky Islands again. That would be cool. But that is one, the Sky Islands and like Enel, that is one I'm like physically coping myself, or like, that's not gonna happen. That's like, we're not gonna get that. We don't need to get that. Like, that is like me using it as my defense mechanism. Because I don't think we're gonna get it. And I don't wanna like hope for it and be disappointed. Oda pun regarding crocodiles 965. Oh, Kyuraku. Okay, so it's with his name. Yeah, people pointed out, you know, Zoro's birthday is November 11th. So it adds up with his bounty, and also Sanji is March 2nd. So the 32 is in there. Oda always does this type of stuff. Yeah, you can't do that. Especially when you've set it up in 100%, like time and time again, reinforcing in East Lobby, reinforced in Whole Cake Island, reinforced this to an extent with the Ancient Giant race and Onis. Like, there's too much going for it. Would Sabo join Luffy's crew? He has no reason to actually join. He's happy in his position. He could sail with the Straw Hats. There's just a very big difference between actually becoming a Straw Hat and just being an ally that sails with them. Game of Thrones did that for the last 2 seasons. I honestly had hope for Game of Thrones all the way until episode 3 of the final season, where the fight we've been building up to for so long with the White Walkers, the plot line. Listen, spoilers if you haven't watched, but it's been too long, okay? The White Walkers, that's been built up since season 1. It's one of the biggest plot lines with the entire story. The fucking fight was dark as shit, bro. They gave us the biggest fight in the story. They threw it in the middle of the fucking abyss. And then to have Arya come in and kill, there's no narrative reason for that besides, oh, that was badass. That was when it went downhill, and then Daenerys Targaryen. Look how they massacred my girl, bro. Look how they massacred my girl. That is abysmal. The Rurubu OP map. That is something a lot of people have been talking about. I didn't know the name for it until now, so I might look it up after this stream. But that's the map people have been pointing at, where it's like Sphinx Island, Elbaf, and like something else, right? Like I think Pirate Island, whatever, right? and they've been using that to predict like where the Straw Hats, Law, and Kid are gonna go. I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't been able to see it until now because I didn't know the name for it. Are you getting that W was literally just favoritism? That's when you started to know like the showrunners had just completely, they were the ones taking over and writing the show and not George R.R. Martin, because they were like, hey, fuck the story. Let's just create a badass moment with a fan favorite. You stopped care. Oh, okay. I thought you said about to say you stopped watching. I couldn't stop watching. I was following it. Let me tell you, I was following Game of Thrones since season 2, people. Every season 2. People hopped on after like season 3, season 4, season 2. After season that everyone else following season after season after season. And for them to, so I had to see it to the end. And for them to just massacre my boy like that. Oh my God, man. That was sorrow. That was so much pain. JMT, thank you for the super chat. If Elbaf is next and is a mirror to Little Garden, it's weird that 2 Straw Hats being hinted at having Conqueror's Haki, Usopp and Nami, the same characters that stood together in Little Garden. Interesting. I think the Nami thing is still a gag. If anything, it would make sense for her to have Observation Haki. Besides this little joke in this chapter, I don't think there's been any hints that Nami has Conqueror's Haki. Usopp is the more interesting debate. Usopp is the one that that's been on the fence one way or another. A lot of people will say yes, a lot of people will say no. I think ultimately I'm still gonna say no, but I see the vision people have for it. But as far as the parallel there, I think that might be a bit of a stretch to say like these 2 characters stood together in Little Garden, so they might have Conqueror's Haki based off of the hints that we're getting. I feel like it's connecting a lot of different loose pieces to try to make a puzzle that doesn't actually make a complete picture. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Appreciate the super chat nonetheless, man. Since season 1 and books, oh no, then you're really down bad. I feel even worse for the people that follow the books, man. Casey, he's talking about Game of Thrones. He's not talking about he's not talking about fucking One Piece, bro. Usopp's gonna have a 1 point. Yeah, I mean, by the end of the story, I expect everybody to have insanely high bounties. If Loki fall, I'm sure he will. Loki's gonna be a menace. Really thought Usopp's gonna unlock his Conqueror's Haki. He was about to get jumped by the Beast Pirates. Bro, he didn't even show us his Observation Haki, okay? I don't want to hear anything about Conqueror's Haki because he did fuck all in the entirety of Wano in general. He made toad oil. You good, Casey? What happens to Kaido and Big Mom's fruit? That'd probably not get addressed. That's the same shit as like, oh, if Toki's really dead, her fruit is really dangerous, right? Or Oda could just never address it, and it's just in the abyss. And that could just be, like, he's not going to address every single little minor detail, you know? Because he doesn't have to. So that's just, like, overthinking it and, like, expecting too much, honestly, out of Oda for a story this big. Vivi and Karoo, it'd be cool to have on a Straw Hat soon as add some nostalgia. I love Vivi as a character, man. For Vivi to return, I'm completely here for it. I think it makes a ton of sense in Elbaf. I'm not sure if Karoo's gonna return, because it'd be kind of hard to escape with Karoo. You know? But we'll see. I like Karoo. I want to see how Garp fights. The new dynamic is gonna be so cool. What do you mean dynamic? For Garp? I think I want to see Prime Garp. Maybe we'll get a little bit of Garp in, like, at the end of the story if it the sword theory turns out to be true, which I think makes the most sense. What do you mean by the dynamic? Do I still think Kara's hiding on the ship? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I didn't know in the first place. When people started bringing up the Carrot hiding away on the ship, I said, hey, narratively, I think it makes sense for a character. It'd be kind of weird for her to become the ruler in the first place and for them to not even give her a goodbye. But with the way the story ended in Wano, I don't fucking know at all. Because, like, Oda could have just skipped things like he did with a lot of other things. So, like, I said, I don't know. If Carrot joins, cool. We get a new Straw Hat that could develop a very undeveloped character, hopefully. But, if she doesn't join, it's completely possible as well. And, she just ends up just like Yamato. Character with promise that actually got some pretty decent development, only to get completely sidelined in the biggest arc of the story and end up in a conclusion that doesn't make sense for a character. Sabo and Blackbeard bounty increase prediction. Blackbeard, we still have to see what he's up to, right? He's still making a move. Until we really find out what he's doing, I think it's hard to predict. By the time he meets up and fights with Luffy, I would imagine it's higher. Probably closer to 4 billion. I think that will make sense. Sabo, he was a like underratedly low last time already. I think he was like 600,000 or something like that. I think actually Sabo's like right behind me. Isn't he? Over there? Oh no. Sabo's bounty is in my closet then. I think it was like 600,000 something. Now that he's like the Flame Emperor, it's gotta be high. It's gotta be over 1 billion and more, I would imagine. Probably like over 1 billion. If I would really want to go crazy, I would say 2. Would it go to like 3 though? That's where it's like stretching it a bit, I think. I don't really go too deep with the bounties and trying to predict like the different wordplay Oda tries to use and stuff like that. I just think, what would it make sense and how do you generate the most hype for the audience? Like Sabo getting 2 billion, that would be pretty hype, I think. Jumping from 600,000, I keep saying 1,000, but 600 million to 2 billion would be pretty crazy. Hancock and Weevil. Weevil is so confusing to me. I don't know what's going to happen to him. Marco is the tie, right? But he came to Wano, sat in the background mostly, and then that's it. We didn't even say goodbye to him. So I don't know how Weevil is going to get connected to this storyline even when his entire connection is the Whitebeard Pirates. I guess he does, to an extent, have a connection to Blackbeard where he wants revenge against him too, but yeah, I don't know. Weevil, honestly, I stopped caring about. Because, like, there's not been enough info on it. I just don't care about him anymore. I don't really even see the point for him at this point. Like, there's not much interest in that character for me. Dragon is probably 6 billion. I don't think Dragon is gonna be higher than Roger. I think the most wanted man thing is a bit of a misconception. Straw Hats go to Sphinx. I'm down for that. If the Straw Hats go to Sphinx, I'm completely down for that. You know, see Ace's grave. We get a little arc with the Straw Hats. Maybe that's when Weevil gets involved. I've always loved that idea, but the fact that Marco is not here, the fact that Marco is not on the ship with them, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. I think he's definitely not on the ship now. Like, he wouldn't be hiding like Carrot. Like, if you want to still hold out for the hope that Carrot joins, you can still say she's hiding. Marco, like, there's no reason for him to be hiding. And, like, while the Straw Hats and everybody's interacting, for him to not even show up, I think he's just gone, you know? What's this tweet that you've sent? Sanji, when he found out, you know. Hold on. I got you, bro. Wait, let me turn off this music real quick. Wait. Oh.
Very bad day. I am in no mood. This today.
He is down bad, man.
Is one of the worst days that I've had in a long
This
time.
might be a little too loud on him.
I am having.
Oh my god. Yeah. Doing Sanji dirty. If Crocs is 2 billion, you know what? Yeah, Sabo should be probably even higher than 2 billion. If Crocs is 2 billion. Yeah, them going to Sphinx would be cool. But Marco's not even here. You know? Unless it's like, oh, Marco flew back by himself first just to make sure things are good. But I don't know. He didn't seem to be in that strong sense of urgency. Croc is Admiral level? Nah, bro. We saw Crocodile. He is nowhere near Admiral level. We don't have to make up fake news just because he's got a crazy bounty. It's because of the brains and the influence. Usopp's bounty has been kind of following the trajectory of Luffy's. It could definitely go to 1.5 next time. No need to keep Sabo at 2 billion. He doesn't need more hype. I mean, he could use all the hype he could get, I think. Especially with how much they've hyped him up now. As like, they're literally saying like he might be more influential than Dragon. You know what I'm saying? They're really gassing him up. Probably gonna wrap up stream soon here or close to 2 hours. I'm getting hungry, not gonna lie. Tina's also cooking some in the kitchen and smelling really good. There she is. I see shrimp. I'm excited. What the hell happened to all the marine ships surrounding Wano? Did they never mention it again? That's one of the things I tweeted this. Hold on. Let me see if I could. I didn't even mention the Marines. But here we go. This is Marco, Shanks, Green Bull, Big Mom Pirates, Zunisha, and you can add the world government ships in there. This was their role in Wano right here. They came in, took a lap, and they got out of there. Also follow your boy on Twitter. I'm D-Zach. That's a good point that he is a flame emperor, right? Like, which is should be comparable to Yonko, which is the emperor of the sea, right? They are giving him like an emperor title in a way. So he could, that means at least he's going over 2 billion. Like the lowest right now is Blackbeard at 2.2. The Big Mom Pirates, like what were they here for, man? Why? Green Bull is most disappointing. Like Green Bull, it's weird because when he showed up, it was so dope. Like holy hell, Akainu has a menace in his back pocket. All right, someone like worse than him, an absolute dog to the Celestial Dragons. For him to show up and just be like, "Oh, Shiva me timbers, Shanks is here. Later, guys." What was the whole point of the involvement of the world government and the Marines in Wano? It was just to hype up Shanks. What's the point of Shanks in Wano? You could have took out Green Bull and Shanks, and the only downfall would have been we don't get introduced to Green Bull yet, which honestly you could have just found out about him later and could have been more fleshed out. But if you took out Shanks and Green Bull from Wano, the only downside is they don't get to promote Film Red. That is the only downside. And the Big Mom Pirates, don't get me started, man. If Big Mom is dead, Big Mom Pirates and Big Mom were completely pointless. And let me say, they're not pointless. They were a huge help to the Alliance. Okay, from Udon to taking out Page 1 to injuring Ulti to... Alright, then let me not say pointless because they were a huge help to... Well, the Big Mom Pirates were useful, but Big Mom herself, she showed up to fight Kid and Law, and that was pretty much it, and helped out the Alliance. And Peril Sparrow gave us some bars. All right, we'll say that much. 300 more episodes, we will see Shanks again. Smoothie, yeah, Smoothie is a dead character. It's easily the most dead Yonko commander of all time, given her bounty. All right, not doing a single thing on Whole Cake Island. showing him to Wano and just getting knocked off the waterfalls twice. Like, wouldn't it have made more sense to have Smoothie be the one to like actually land in Onigashima instead of Perospero? Because like ultimately the only reason Perospero is there is like revenge for Pedro, and that fight didn't even go to Carrot. That fight went to Nekomamushi. But you could have still kind of driven the same exact reason, because Nekomamushi wasn't really even driven that much by Pedro, and you know, he wasn't there at Whole Cake Island, so he wasn't like, oh my god, I saw Perospero was the reason that killed Pedro. You could have just been like, oh, the Big Mom Pirates, the people that were responsible for Pedro, I'm gonna fight Smoothie now. I think that would have been more epic for Nekomamushi in the first place, given that Inuarashi fought Jack the Drought, and he fought Perospero. So him fighting another Yonko commander in that way would have been cooler. It would have given Smoothie more screen time. I think that could have made more sense. But at the same time, I'm not mad at it, because Smoothie in my mind was already a dead-ass character, and Perospero was just more interesting. Mr. Perorin. I guess ultimately what Oda realized was like, you know, Smoothie's already in the mud. All right, there's no redeeming her. We're just gonna bring the most interesting Big Mom pirate besides Katakuri and just use Perospero more. Buggy could have learned how to lick boots. Come on, man. We'll ever see the Big Mom Pirates again? Who knows? Depends on Big Mom is dead or not. I don't think she should be, given her connection to Elbaf and how big of a character she is. But if she is dead, the only thing we're gonna see from the Big Mom Pirates is Katakuri taking control. Fama, what's good, bro? I'm about to wrap up stream in like probably 2-3 minutes, but glad to see you, bro. Killer a chance, yeah, instead of the useless ass Hawkins. You know what? Another thing, and now I'm thinking back to Wano, is Kid, Eustace Kid. Cause he got the shine in terms of power that a lot of power scalers were looking for, and pulling out the washing machine Glock, you know, defeating Big Mom. That was cool and all. My personal thing was always like, we don't know enough about Kid and we don't care enough about him for how much shit he talks, and that's why everybody bags on him, you know? And I think ultimately that is still the issue. We need to know more about the Kid. But another tragedy of Kid's character in Wano is that he kind of went against his character, right? Think about Kid. When he was introduced, he was this dude that was a menace. He killed innocent people. He was set up as this just terrible being, right? And there's no reason for him to turn good, right? You can, like, even him becoming allies and just being like with Luffy, that's a little out of character to like the menace he was set up to be. But at least you could explain it as like, you know, he defeated Kaido, so he's kind of like letting him fly, and he knows he can't win against him, right? The biggest tragedy with Kid's character is this. Number one, after everything Kaido did to Kid and Killer, he decides, not gonna fight him. I'm gonna let this fight go, and I'm gonna fight Big Mom. Which, first off, goes against his personal motivation. Second off, goes against his personality of how stubborn of a person he is. So he essentially gave up in that moment, in that, oh, Luffy, you're just better than me, so you're gonna defeat Kaido because I can't do it. And I'm gonna let go of this personal huge grudge against Kaido to fight Big Mom because Big Mom needs somebody to fight and I need a fight. Okay? Secondly, Apu. We saw Apu was the reason they got dicked in the first place, screwed over. And by the end of the arc, the guy's chilling and Kid's just chilling. He doesn't care anymore. What's going on? What's going on, Eustace Kid? What's happening? That is one thing I think a lot of people overlooked, and it's not a good thing people overlooked that, because I think it means people stopped caring about Kid's character and they're not even looking at what type of person he is anymore. They just kind of accept that Kid is what he is, really not very developed and not very fleshed out. And they just don't care about the inconsistencies in his character anymore because they don't care about him. You know, I think that's what's happening. That's been my mission. Oda sacrifices integrity of characters for the sake of the narrative. Yeah, that's just been happening. You know, you could say he's rushing and can't figure out how to juggle all of these things, but it is still a fact. You know, that's why when people are like, you know, I think I care more about the narrative, and I think Wano's a really bad arc. I'm not gonna get mad at you for that because you value other things over other things. Luffy is the MC, yes, but it doesn't mean you have to create an interesting character with a certain bag of beliefs and characterizations and just throw that out the window to make the plot move forward, you know? Now, do I think Kid still has potential to keep developing? Yes, we'll find out more about him going after Shanks. We'll find out probably more about his backstory eventually. But the characterization of him being a villain and just a menace to society, I've kind of given up on that because it's already being inconsistent in Wano, you know? So you've already kind of messed with that flow in a way. Kid being a potential villain and antagonist in Elbaf is the only way to save his character. If that happens, I will be excited. But it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm definitely not going to hope and expect it, you know? Kid never attempted to attack Orochi. Orochi, like, Zoro's the more tragedy with that one, because for them not even to have a moment after all that talk is like, oh, Orochi gonna pay for this, you know, like the entire plot point of Zoro's story in Act 2 was him realizing the truth, developing the story with Yasuie and saying he wants that revenge, only for that to not pay off at all in any way, not even like a scene. That's more egregious, honestly, than I think Kid. Because Kid, at the end of the day, is Kaido that he's after. Kaido's the one that put him into position in Apu, which is why when he just gave up on Kaido to go after Big Mom and didn't care about Apu at the end of the story, that didn't make sense. That was just against his character. When you go to the country for negotiations instead of hiding in your territory to seek that alliance, I'm not sure who you're referring to there. Kid has zero relation with Big... Exactly. He didn't have any reason besides he needed a fight along with Law. And I guess, you know, even if you go with the fact that, like, Big Mom needed to be defeated, essentially, it's still in that moment, Kid let go of his stubbornness and gave up on number one, rivaling Luffy in strength, at least in that moment, and number two, that he was not good enough to defeat Kaido. You know, and that's even if you make that a moment, like, go into that moment a little more. Give us some scenes with Kid, like, really, like, starting to realize, wow, I might have not what it takes here. You know, Luffy's a different breed. These guys are on a different level. If you want to go that route of him, like, slowly diminishing and, like, pulling back that stubbornness and realizing he has to get so much stronger, give us some development there, and then it could make sense. But for him to just be like, wow, Luffy's really strong, Kaido's really strong, Big Mom it is. That's like, you know, that's like you're making the audience write the story for you in a way. And, like, we have to start to assume different plot lines instead of the story actually showing us, you know? Show us, don't make us build it ourselves. Which is why I hate all the defenses of Oda whenever it's like, oh, but I think this happened, and, you know, Yamato staying behind is probably because she wants to protect Wano, and, you know, I think that makes more sense. But Oda didn't show us that. Oda didn't show us that. That is not what we saw in the story. You know, defending, like, if you want to believe that as your personal headcanon, and, like, if that helps you understand them more and makes the story more enjoyable for you, by all means, go for it. But at the end of the day, that's not what we saw in the story, and you can't really use that as a defense. Oda had to draw some side boobs. Who cares about Kid and plot lines? Oh, man. Yeah, that's another good point. He did end up getting carried to an extent in the Big Mom fight as well. But I'm not gonna go that far. Okay, Kid, I thought still did his thing. He had some cool moments. Okay, the one thing I will give Kid is like when he pulled out the washing machine Glock. That was cool. That was a badass move. Him showing awakening. That was cool. All right, so I'm gonna give him that. I'm not gonna slander Kid like just completely unnecessarily. Narratively, his character is still dead. Yamato would meet a Korazumi like Odin did. Again, that's headcanon. Nothing headcanon and hopium to an extent. Kid lived up to the W in his name. Alright, we've been 2 hours and 5 minutes. I think I'm gonna wrap things up here. I'm mad hungry. My voice is going a lot, so I gotta rest that thing up to record this chapter review. Next video will probably drop on Monday or Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday. Next video will probably drop on Tuesday, given that it's a break week. So I can do that. Alright. But yeah, as always, people, fun ass stream. I'm going away from the weekend, so there's not going to be another additional stream this weekend, but probably next weekend, I'll try to do a stream or next Friday or something. Everybody take care. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Fun ass stream as always. Peace out, everybody. Take care.